Angry guy here, and women are shocked. Feminism has created bad men and passport bros. So women are shocked. Feminism has created bad men and passport bros. It's pretty crazy how feminism has affected women, but feminism has had a major impact on men as well. Let's go ahead and just jump right into this video because I want y'all to check this out. I want y'all to understand that feminism has had a serious impact on men as well.
Do you think modern day women respect men?
The only thing new that I would add to the conversation is one, not disagree with anyone ever that said here. It's empathetic with women because, frankly, the supply of men today are a bunch of low.
So it's breaking up a little bit. I only have a few tabs open. I only had a few tabs open that I want to use to show you guys stuff. So, it's like it's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to like get rid of one of my tabs that maybe it will help to improve the stream quality a little bit because I see that it's breaking up. Let's try again.
Pussies.
Yep.
But now I'm only that sympathetic because these women got exactly what they wanted.
That's right.
They wanted these soft, touchy-feely.
Let's just.
Do you think modern day women respect men?
The only thing new that I would add to the conversation is one, not I don't disagree with anyone ever that said here. It's true, but I'm a little bit more sympathetic with women because, frankly,
I'm a little bit more sympathetic with women. Very interesting.
The supply of men today are a bunch of leftist soy boy pussies.
Yep.
But now I'm only that sympathetic because these women got exactly what they wanted.
That's right.
They wanted these soft, touchy-feely, effeminate pussies. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And kind of along the same way, these girls couldn't identify a respectable man if he was standing, because it happened. Like, here's a respectable man right there. And if, this is why I'm fascinated about finance. Like, girls can't tell a genuinely rich man. They can only tell if a man is pissing away money. That's it. And they don't know, and they don't know the difference between debt and equity spending. Like, if the guy's pissing away his money and borrowing it,
bro, oh my god. No, I had to stop right here. Dude just said something so factual. Women can't tell the difference between a man who is rich and a man who's just pissing away money. This is how a lot of dudes used to get women back in the day too. They would pretend to be something that they're not. You've got these broke boys that are walking around and they know what women are looking for. They're looking for these idiots that are flaunting cash and doing all this crap. And this is the same dude that's living at his mama's house. No job, no job, no future. Like, this is your typical Gen Z guy. I know some Gen Z is crying in the chat right now, but your typical Gen Z guy out here pretending to be something that they're not. All the wealthy guys are walking around wearing gold chain. Oh gosh. Now I'm sorry. No, it's just laughable. All the guys with actual money are walking around wearing gold chains. The guys with actual money, a lot of the guys with actual money aren't driving these expensive sports cars. They don't want that trouble in their life. They don't want to be pulled over every 5 minutes. The kind of guy, a lot of the time, the kinds of men that are driving around in expensive sports cars are not even guys who worked for their wealth. They're like the children of people who acquired wealth. And now you have these kids driving around pissing away their parents' money. All right? The people who actually have wealth, like, that's one thing about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's awesome. I really like Andrew. But a lot of wealthy people don't do that. You would never know they're wealthy. I have millionaires on my channel. I have millionaires on this channel. And they don't have it like the rest of y'all. They don't have money to go throwing away and flaunting and flashing like that. I have millionaires, and you would never know they're millionaires. They're walking around dressed like janitors. I'm just being honest with you. Okay? Some of these people are janitors. They worked as janitors. Like it's ridiculous. Women are out of their darn minds. They've lost their minds, and they're getting exactly what they deserve. They're getting these men who are not fit to be wives, fit to be husbands, fit to be boyfriends, because they're just a bunch of bandits. They're just looking to get in and get out. You know?
Versus he actually made the money. They don't care. It's all like, whether you got it's status. So there's no long-term girl like, well, he's an engineer, I really ought to consider that, or he's a whatever.
It's got prospects.
Yeah,
it makes too much sense, Aaron.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and so I have no, crocodile tears for girls. Like, we want you to be in your touch with your feelings. We want you to support her, and then they still go bang T-Rash. And then the you guys remember Emma Solkowitz?
T-Rash. Oh shit. I'm telling y'all, women really broke white guys. Women really broke white guys. Like, seriously, they really pissed off white guys. Because there was a time when white guys were just kind of chill. They really pissed off white guys. Like, white guys are coming out like gangsters now. Just like literally like, fuck this shit. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck you. Like, I'm just being serious. I'm just being so serious. Because the crap that they pulled, you guys have some white girls that'll pay $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown. All right? $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown, but she doesn't give, she's not going down. She won't go down on her man, but she will take $1,000 of his money to go and take a picture with Chris Brown. I'm telling y'all, like, modern women, the crap that they have pulled, and men know the game now. Men know the game so well. They even know how women respond. They know the lies that women tell. They know the shame. They know the responses. All I want is a nice guy who's in it. They use the same canned language. That's why some of them are trying to switch it up now with this whole soft girl era crap. But that's not working. That's not working for them. If they go land, they think covered in head to toe. These women are like covered from head to toe in tattoos, and they think they're gonna go land a billionaire. Like, bro, what is wrong with you?
Mattress Girl.
Yes.
Do you remember
that
little? Well, he wasn't little. He's tall. He's like the one guy helping carry the mattress.
Oh my God.
I know it's like breaking up. I have what happened was I actually had I have a couple other videos I wanted to show you guys, and I'm just gonna remove them from the stream because maybe that's why it's breaking up so much. So I just took that away, got rid of that. And let's see if that helps it.
You guys remember Emma Solkowitz, Mattress Girl?
Yes.
Do you remember that little? Well, he
Yes.
wasn't little. He's the tall pussy. He's like the one guy helping carry the mattress.
Oh my God.
And he's like, yeah, I'm finally gonna get to touch them, but JJ, yeah. It's like,
And he never did.
Right. And so these girls, fine, you got what you wished for, and I don't care.
But they don't wish for it though, because as you just said, they don't sleep with that guy.
No, I know,
No.
but here's the problem that I have. Probably
get
the
the
number
man you
one problem I
deserve.
have with women is we want X, and by God, we're equal to you. Fine, I'm going to treat you as an equal. You know what men do? They tell you the goddamn truth and what they want right up front.
That's right.
I want that. You want me to be kind and civil and show up on time and be a doormat. All right, I will. Well, why are you sleeping again with T-Rash? Something happened. And so that's
He's a Pisces.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's where it's like you
Astrology
told guys
bullshit.
X, and I'd say at least coming up on 3 generations of men pissed away their youth delivering X when they should have been hitting the gym or working hard or whatever else, and then they didn't reward the guy and like, oh, I don't know. And even I honestly, I don't think women know what they want today, so that's why they're kind of listlessly going, from guy to guy to guy. They're not going to go out with the guys that they groomed essentially, and so and they got to be conflicted, man. Where he has to have these check marks. He has to be politically aligned, dude. I don't know, and no, not to be political. Sure. I don't know any masculine Democrat males.
Neither.
Don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but they're maybe union guys or something like that. But those guys are old school, you know. But girls. Not only do they not respect these men because they are not respectable, and I am sympathetic because I have female clients like I can't find a real man. I'm like, well, you grew them, you fertilized them. There's your shitty nutmeg tree that you wanted that doesn't have no nutmeg on it, and then I forgot what I was going.
I mean, guys, it's absolutely true. Like he said, 3 generations: Gen X, the millennials, Gen Z. This is 3 generations of men right now. And don't forget that Gen Alpha, the oldest of Gen Alpha are now about 11 years old. 11, all right? In 7 years, they're going to be 18. 7 years, Gen Alpha is going to be 18. And in roughly, within 10 years, they're going to start entering the workforce. Gen Alpha, all right, the children of the millennials are going to start entering the workforce in literally just 10 years. 10 years. Within 10 years, the children of the millennials, the children that the millennials should have had, because many of them didn't have them, are going to be entering the workforce. And that's going to be a smaller generation, but it's going to be a really terrible generation, a generation of very whiny, miserable people to be around. And it's going to be 10 years, like 4 generations of broken men, 4 generations of men that have gone through all the bull crap, all the games, all the nonsense. And women are shocked that feminism has created bad men and passport bros, because these are men who are no longer going to give women even the basic. Forget about guys buying girls drinks and taking girls out to dinner. And you're going to have guys that, that they're in a relationship with a woman. They won't even treat her like a human being. This is really what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of men that will not treat a woman like a human being. They'll be respectful to their boys because they know their boys can fuck them up real easy. I'm just being real. Like, they'll be respectful to their boys because their boys can fuck them up. And when men are around other men, you know how to act. But when it comes to being out with a woman, when it comes to being out with women, you're going to have any man that deals with a Western woman. They're not going to treat these women like human beings. They're not going to be respectful to them. They're not going to be kind to them. They're not going to do any of those things. They're literally going to treat them like nothing. And it's sad because that's what a lot of women respond to. But these men are not going to make good fathers because after the way they've been treated, after what they've learned. Look at this comment right here. Look at this comment from Leonidas. What, women are human beings? Guys, women treated men like animals. Women have treated men like they are lower than dogs. All right? It's true. Society views men. The value of men in society is viewed lower than a dog. We're only viewed as good as our utility. And even that, we are not even praised for our utility. It's expendable. Men are expendable. It's like there's a million of us and they can just replace us. Okay? And it's crazy because now you have someone like Memusicus goes, this has nothing to do with feminism. It has everything to do with feminism. It has everything to do with choice feminism. Women chose this. Women chose this bad behavior. Women chose all of this crap, and now it's falling back into their faces. All right? The M2 movement, that was all feminism. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Women chose this. All right? So it goes beyond feminism. I don't blame just feminism. I blame women themselves. But let's make this very, very clear. That you look at men now. Men are like done. Men are now done. There's no more Brady Bunch for these women. There's no more Brady Bunch. There's no more Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady. There's no more Brady Bunch. Men are done with the crap. Okay? Mr. Brady goes to work, and Miss Brady has Tyrone coming up in there, Pookie, Ray Ray rolling in, hitting it hard. Mr. Brady's at work, and Mrs. Brady is out there spending his money, buying them PlayStation, buying Pookie a PlayStation 5. Buying Pookie a PlayStation 5. Ordering Uber Eats. Ordered Uber Eats and all kinds of crap for Pookie and Ray Ray. With Mr. Brady's money. Putting on satin sheets on the bed for Pookie. Because Pookie, those other sheets, he'll get a rash from those other sheets. He needs special sheets. You've got to be kidding me. Mr. Brady barely sleeps in that bed, but is still getting a lot of use. How is it that Mr. Brady barely sleeps in that bed? In fact, he's constantly away on a business trip, constantly out on the street, on the road, trying to make money to provide for Mrs. Brady, to give her that lifestyle that she is demanding. He's out there hustling, trying to sell shit so that he can keep her up in this $1 million house that she demands. She's like, and she's acting like it's not even good enough, but it's a starter for her. And he's out there on the road, all right? And then he comes home and the mattress is worn out. And Mrs. Brady's like, oh yeah, we're gonna need to order a new mattress. And Mr. Brady's wondering, but I haven't even slept in this mattress. The mattress is only like a year old. How is the mattress so worn out? It's all torn up, all right? And he can't figure out why the mattress is so worn out. Like I guess they just don't make them like they used to. No, it's because she's getting her back cracked by Pookie and Tyrone and Ray Ray. She's been running the Sunshine Crew through that house. All right, and it's no wonder men are awake. Men are done with the games. They're done with the nonsense. They know exactly what it is. And men are not giving anything anymore. You have guys that will get into relationships. If they get into relationships, they're not going to be kind to a woman. They're not going to treat her the way a husband should treat a wife, because they're like, you know what? No, women don't deserve it. Because you get into a relationship with her, she's still shit testing you, and you're married. She is still shit testing you, and you are married. How insane is that? I'm telling y'all, it's absolute crap. It's absolute crap. Leonidas says feminism was deployed so there would be more workers. Yeah, I mean, feminism definitely had, second wave. That's what second wave feminism achieved. But you have to understand that first wave feminism was literally all women just trying to get power. It was all about power without responsibilities. I like this comment from Leonidas. The internet became the hypergamy highway, and men are treated like hitchhikers. I agree entirely with you. Let me click on that right here. Musica says, let me check this out. Says not women, white women. White women use their men for money and then go sleep with black guys. No, bro, you're not catching this. Black women are using their men for money and then go sleep with black guys. I don't know what you're talking about. black women are using black men for money and then go sleep with the real dudes that they want, all right? They go sleep with Tyrone, they go sleep with Ray Ray, they go sleep with Pookie. I don't think you comprehend just what's really going on. The average black man is not getting, is not in a quality relationship with a black woman, all right? The average black man has been put out of his community for Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie. Okay? Not all black men are Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie. Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie are the destroyers of worlds. They destroyed the black community. These are the men responsible for that. So you're saying white women? No. This is all women who are doing this. Black men have lost control of their communities because of these people. Before Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie entered the picture, all right, and white women started running wild for them, and they got jungle fever. These men were destroying the black community. How do you think the black community got to be the way it is today? It's because of these dudes. All the lawyers, doctors, engineers, businessmen, all right, in the black community, they were there before the 1960s. What happened to these guys? What happened to the respectable black men in the black communities? They have all been put out by women that are chasing these guys. So you're like, oh, it's only white women. No, it is a cultural thing. Women, black women, white women, Hispanic women, they all want thugs. They all want thugs. They want Chad, Brad, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie. It's the same crew. It's the same crew. The same crew. Let me explain to you how this actually went down. There was a time when people would say Tyrone, and Tyrone was interchangeable with black guy. And now black guys use the word Tyrone and Pookie and Ray Ray because this is what it has become. It is it used to be like a racist thing. Now it is a well-established thing where everybody casually uses those words to describe these people. Because that's what they are. There is a specific group of men. All right? There's a specific group of men who are doing this. Chad, Brad, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie. They are real. If you go back 20 years ago, a lot of people used to watch the Chappelle Show. There was a skit like, Calvin got a job. Look at Calvin. Calvin's got a job. So Calvin is going out working his ass off. And when he comes home, there's a man wearing silverware, a black man wearing silverware around his neck, looking like a busted Flavor Flav. How do you have a busted Flavor Flav looks busted? How do you have a busted version of Flavor Flav wearing silverware around his neck, coming out of his house? And his girl is saying bye to him right in front of him. This is nothing new. This is a horrible thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. All right? Once upon a time, white dudes were chill. You wouldn't, the kinds of language, like guys, the kinds of language we hear now is very, very different. I want you to listen to the way this guy is speaking. All right? People did not talk like this like 20 years ago. Everyone's like literally literally pissed off. Women have changed, so have men. All right? So have men. Men aren't tolerating this crap anymore. All right? Men are becoming savages, literal savages. Literal savages. There was a time where people would say, black men are walking out on their communities, walking out on women, walking out on their kids. And now you have white men that are walking out on their communities, walking out on these women, walking out on their kids, because the same crap that happened in the black community is now happening in the white community. But the fucked up thing about this, is it's the same dudes. It's the same dudes that are doing this shit. The same dudes that fucked up the black community are the same dudes that are fucking up the white community. It's the same motherfuckers. The same exact dudes. I can show you videos of white dudes coming home, and there's a black dude coming outside of their house and stepping up to them and letting them know what's up. It is frightening as hell. These motherfuckers have become emboldened too. They feel proud and comfortable. Do y'all? When I went to business school, I went to business school, and I had a professor from Texas, and he talked about a lot of things. Like, one thing he said is, don't get life insurance. If you're married, don't get life insurance. You know, have funds to bury yourself and stuff like that, but don't get life insurance, because if you're married, you know, there's a good chance she'll kill you for that. Like, literally, this is some real stuff. I learned some real stuff in business school. Another important point he made is that back in his day, you know, back in Texas, they used to have this thing where they would call, like, if you came home and you found the missus in bed with another man and you ended them, you know, they would, back then, you know, and back then, this is like, you know, just not too long ago, 20 years ago, they would rule it as, they would call it a crime of passion. They would call it a crime of passion, man. They would call it a crime of passion, and you wouldn't go to jail for it. If you came home, if Mr. Brady came home and he found T-Rash in bed with his missus, and he went and he got his piece, and you know, and that was the end of Mrs. Brady, and that was the end of T-Rash, he wasn't going to jail. He would call 911. He would explain to them exactly what happened, and he would tell them that they need to come clean up the mess. They come and take their pictures, do their investigation, and pick up the bodies and get the fuck out of his house. This is what it used to be in Texas. He would tell them to come and get these two motherfuckers out of his house. Come and pick them up, get them out. He would say, come and get these two motherfuckers out of my house. Come and pick their sorry asses up. Pick them up. Take them away. All right? And don't stick around too long, because I'm not in the fucking mood right now. This is how it used to be. And now it's different. Now women can do whatever the hell they want to do. Because society has allowed it. Let me check this out right here. Leonidas says, being a man is considered a disease, and the only cure is to be anything but that. Why do you think some men want to be a woman? Because it's more favorable, duh. Truth. Preach. You are 100% right. 100% right. It's absolutely insane. Telling you guys, it's madness. It's really madness, guys. I need to step away for just a moment. Be right back. Just give me a few minutes while just give me a few minutes to step away, and then I'll come right back for you guys, so that we can continue discussing all this nonsense, this foolery that's going on here. Okay? Because that's what it is. It's a load of foolery. It's a load of foolery. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm looking at it, and it's like I had like 20 between 22 and 25 people here, and pretty much none of you left. That's kind of crazy. Pretty much none of you left.
I just can't. I can't care. I just can't care anymore.
You don't have any more shits to give.
Oh, that's it. They wouldn't be able to identify a respectable man. Like they don't know. They haven't had to work. It's government this, bailing out that. You're in school forever. Like they are not trained to like look for. Okay, he's a provider. He is a good, solid man.
Did you say trained, Aaron?
What trained at what?
Did you say women aren't trained?
You realize there's probably already a meme of a nutmeg tree with your name on it right now.
Well, first off, if you don't believe women aren't trained.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's a crazy thing that this is how women messed up. And this is why women want to keep men divided. Guys, prohibition was not about stopping men from having alcohol. Because women love to drink too. In fact, the reason why prohibition was reversed wasn't because of men, it was because of women, because women wanted to drink. Women got tired of not being able to have a drink, and they're the ones who caused prohibition, and they're the ones who pushed to reverse prohibition. Women are the cause of all of that. The reason why prohibition started was because women did not want men congregating at bars and having conversations amongst themselves. Women have always wanted to divide men. And if you look at modern day society, if a man goes and opens up a men's only bar, they close it down. If a man tries to open up a male only gym, they close it down. Any space that a man tries to open up that's exclusive only to men, women will go and fight to have it closed down if it excludes women, and then they will turn around and go and open up their own women-only clubs, their own women-only gyms, their own women-only bars, everything women-only. And because men aren't petty, because men do not want to invade their space, men don't want to go to a women's-only gym. What does a man want to go there for? A bar that's only for women. Why do men want to? Men don't want to go into their space. I want y'all to think about that. If you look at sporting events, even like different sports, there are women who have fought to participate in male-only sports, and they've been allowed to. But now that you have a handful, not even a lot, just a handful, you literally have like 4 brothers, 4 X-Men that are now competing in women's sports, and women are going absolutely ballistic. You've got like 1 brother holding it down in swimming, 1 X-Man. Okay? Leah Thomas holding it down in swimming. And they're going ballistic. They're acting like, oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end. It's 1 dude. But the problem is that you have dudes who are scrubs, not to say that they're bad, not to say that they're bad athletes, but when they compete against other men, they're basically scrubs. And you have these scrubs going over to the ladies' side and saying, okay, I'm going to compete against the women now. I'm a woman. I'm going to compete against the women. And they're completely dominating. And they're collecting, and they're listen to me. They're winning every event. They're collecting all the prize money. And the craziest part is that they can keep on doing this until they're like 50 or 60 years old. All right? You have a 60-year-old man dominating 20-year-old women in swimming, cycling, all these major events. It's crazy. And no one cared. When women were doing this with men, no one cared. But now that when women were doing this to men, no one cared. But now that men are doing this to women, and it's not even a lot of men, it's like a handful of brothers doing this, handful of X-Men doing this. Now everyone's up in arms, crying their eyes out. Women are shocked feminism has created bad men and passport bros after all the crap that they have done, after all their bad behavior. They thought they were just going to get away, and men were always going to have to be good human beings and decent. Are you kidding me? A lot of dudes won't even buy a woman. I'm telling y'all, going forward, a lot of men won't even buy a woman a cup of coffee. A lot of white dudes now sound like Tupac. I'm being so honest with y'all. A lot of white dudes now sound like Tupac when it comes to women. You'll see there'll be a white dude wearing a button down from an Ivy League school. All right? One moment he's like, well, yeah, so this is exactly what happened. The next moment, he sounds like he's from the hood when he starts talking about women. This is what women have done. Women have turned men into savages because they have treated them like animals. They have disrespected them. They treated men like they were not human beings. They treated men like they were not even dogs. The treatment of dogs is better than the treatment that men receive in society. Dogs are wickedly more loved than men. Are you kidding me? When we turn on TV, if you see someone on television say something like, "Oh, you dumb dog, you're a terrible dog, you're a bad guy," if you see someone disrespecting a dog on television, oh my goodness, they're gonna cancel that program. They're gonna cancel the people. They're gonna cancel the program. Someone disrespecting a dog, someone abusing a dog, someone speaking down to a dog, someone shaming a dog. Oh my goodness. Guys, do you know that they spend more money on reproductive research for pets, for dogs? More money is spent on reproductive research for dogs in the United States than for men. Every year, significantly more money is spent on reproductive research for dogs than for men every year in the United States. It's unbelievable. While the market for reproductive research for women is a $1 billion industry that's resulted in women having an endless number of choices when it comes to things like birth control and women's reproductive health. Very little money is spent for men. So little money is spent for men that more money, hundreds of millions of dollars more in spending, is spent for dog reproductive health than men. It's honestly, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And that kind of shows you the status of men in society. We are viewed as being less than human, less than even a dog. I mean, they even say that we're animals. Like, it's like they view us as less than the lowest of the animals on the face of the earth. A woman would be more concerned with the health of a lion that's going around hurting like a dangerous lion than they would with a man, because they view us as that low. They don't view us as human beings. They view us as less than animals, which is an unbelievable and outright amazing thing. And it's understandable when you comprehend that most women hate most men. Women hate us, and you need to understand that in Western society, and not just in Western society, but as a whole, because women allowed this to happen. Women chose this for themselves. Every woman hates men even a little bit. Every woman hates men even a little bit. Something inside of them. All right. Calvin Rogers says they wanted to be equal. They never wanted to be equal. They wanted superiority. All right. They wanted superiority and supremacy, and they did that under the banner of equality. They never wanted equality. If they wanted equality, they would be fighting for things like preventing paternity fraud. If they wanted actual equality, all right, they would be fighting for equal access for both men and both women to federal funding for things like reproductive health and health care. All right. and housing and all of these other things. All right. If they wanted equality, they would be fighting for equality for men for men and women in the family court system. So they were never fighting for equality. Women never wanted equality to men. They wanted superiority. They wanted supremacy. Feminism was never about equality. Okay? It was never about equality. All right? When they pass laws that say that when they pass a law that says that the board of every company has to be at least 50% women, that's not equality. Use your heads. Because there are laws like this right now in various countries where the board, a corporate board, has to be at least 50% female, which basically means that you can have a board that's 100% female, 90% female, all right? But it can never have more than 50% men on it. So that means that women will always have the upper advantage. And over time, just like in medicine, women can push men out. Because once you give women once you give women the advantage, they begin pushing men out. And men just begin leaving because men say, you know what? I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with this. On top of that, it creates an unjust system saying that it has to be 50%. So that means that you can have a company that's completely led by women, but men can no longer own companies that are owned by solely men. Do you see how insane that is? Women can own companies. They can run a business. This is what they're pushing for: supremacy and dominance. They want submission. They want to completely own and control everything. That's their goal. You can't have a company. A man cannot go and own a company and have just men at the top of that company. You have to bring in female owners. But women can own everything. This is the madness that they've created. And then they wonder why men are just like looking for every angle that they can to avoid them and to give them as little as possible. When women are out there, when she works at McDonald's and she doesn't even make $36,000 a year, when she works at McDonald's and makes $30,000 a year, and she says that she only dates NBA players. You all have to understand what that's about. How can she work at McDonald's, but she only dates NBA players? The reason why is quite simple. Because she's not paying rent. Somebody else is paying her rent. So her rent is being covered. I want y'all to understand this very, very carefully. She has people covering all her bills. Her rent is covered. Food's covered. Entertainment's covered. She didn't pay for that PlayStation 5. I'm gonna tell you, listen, I have a cousin that lived like this. And she's I saw a picture of this dude and I was like, oh, who's this? She's like, oh, that's my little friend. I hang out with him whenever I don't have money. I was like, what? What the hell? She said, I hang out with him whenever I don't have money. I was like hurting. I remember I was trying to boast once. I was like, look at this. Look how much money I saved. I was boasting to her, like, look how much money I'm saving. I'm saving money. I'm doing well in life, And she said, oh, yeah? You see this car over here? I got this for free. See the car I'm driving? I got this for free. You can't do better than me. You can't be free. You're over there trying to save your little money, trying to work hard. I don't have to do any of that. I beat the system. A man gave me this car. A man gave me this car. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me with your fancy, with your little job and your little wheels? Because I don't live that broke boy. I don't live that life. You're a broke boy. All right, you out there working 9 to 5 and suffering and struggling to make ends meet, and you want to flex on me? Flex on me? When I'm out here living that easy girl life, that soft girl life, that sugar baby life? I'm telling y'all. This is how women live. They live life on easy mode. My cousin probably has her OnlyFans set up right now. She was stripping at one point. Stripping and selling her butt. She was stripping and selling her butt. And she's like, I didn't do it. She's like, no, I didn't do it. I was like, listen to me, stop lying. I know what you've been doing. I know about the phones. I know about this. I know about that. I know about all of it. And you know what she responds? She just gave up and goes, well, I guess every girl sells pussy once in her life. And she just like looked like it was like something wonderful. We never spoke about that shit ever again. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. She literally said, well, and my brother was there. I had a brother that was there. All right. And he talked about, he spoke about it for years. Like he was in shock because I grew up with her. I'm older than he is. So I know I grew up in the 80s. So those extra years, I know exactly what women were like back then. And she was there. Oh, I didn't do this. I was like, listen to me. Don't lie to me. All right. I know about what you've been doing. And I started listing off all the shit. And she goes, okay, well, I guess every girl sells pussy once in their life. And she felt so proud of this. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And she's probably out there with her OnlyFans right now. It's a disgrace. And they don't give it, and listen, and they don't care. They don't care. They're gonna ride this pony until it can't go anymore. And a lot of these women are committing fraud. This girl was committing all kinds of fraud. If I gave y'all her name, just Google her name. She has so many arrests, drug arrest, drunk drive, DUI, all kinds of shit. All right. Call it the pretty girl rock because they think they can get away with anything. They think they can get away with anything because they're pretty. And a lot of the times they absolutely do. It's messed up. It's really messed up. That same cousin of mine, she was in the military at one point. And I'm gonna tell y'all what she did. Because I used to be close to this girl. We grew up together. She was one of the few family members I had growing up. And you know what she did? She was in the military, and she was doing a lot of bullshit in the military. And she decided that she didn't want to finish out her contract. Right? And she was getting into tons of trouble. So you know what she did? She went to her superior, and she gave him a choice. She said, either you give me a dishonorable discharge, or I'm going to go to the military and I'm going to tell them that you harassed me. Okay? She said, she went to him and she told him straight up, either you give me a dishonorable discharge, or I'm going to go to the military commands and I'm going to tell them that you harassed me. And he gave her an honorable discharge. After all the bullshit that she was doing. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I forget if she was like in like military jail at one point. I forget if she was like in military jail at one point. She may have been in military jail at one point. And she got an honorable discharge because she threatened this man that either he gives her what she wants or she's gonna mess up his career. And the thing is, the stories go like this. Whenever if you're in the military and you get accused of something like that, even if they do an investigation and it's proven that you were not found guilty, you were not responsible, whenever a promotion comes around, they'll pass you over. because you will forever have that blemish against you. It will always be in your record, regardless if you actually did anything wrong or not. Just being accused will destroy your military career. To be honest, she did him a favor. I'll tell you why she did him a favor. Because had she gone forward and destroyed and actually accused him, it would have destroyed the man's life. At least she gave him an option. At least she gave him an option. This is the level of dishonesty. Level of dishonesty. All right? That modern day women, you think I don't know the game? I have, and many of you that are listening right now, you know the game. You have sisters. You have sisters, mothers, cousins. You know how they rock. You've seen how they treat men. I have like 26 guys watching right now. None of y'all have sisters, cousins, female friends that you've seen. I had a friend, and while her dude left and was working, he left and he was working every single day. He went to go work because they were hard on money. And he went to go work and he was working every single day. And for that work, he basically made almost like just like maybe $10 or $15 an hour roughly doing that kind of work. It was some crazy stuff. But he was desperate for money. And he went to go work on a farm, like growing some stuff. All right? If you get my drift. And he made for like, I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 months worth of work, working every single day. There were no days off. And he would work like 12-hour days. And for that amount of work, he made like $3,000 a month. So when he came back, maybe he had like $9,000, but that's for work. That's working every single day, like 12 to 16-hour days, like 12 to 16-hour days every single day for 3 months. And while he was doing this, do you know what she was doing? She was sleeping around and talking about getting rid of him. This is how they are. This is how they are. Let me know what you guys think about this. Women are shocked feminism has created bad men and passport bros. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.